Cynthia Sommer, however, is not as well known as either of them. But there she is. See the black eye? Two-tone hair. That's her on the stand in 2007 when she was on trial for murder. She was convicted in 2007, convicted of poisoning her husband, Todd, sent to prison for life, no parole, lost her 4 kids because they were separated and farmed out around the country, basically as orphans. But here's the problem, and it is a biggie. The state told the jury that Todd, a Marine, was poisoned with arsenic. And he wasn't. Todd wasn't poisoned. Todd did not die of poisoning. The lab that told the court and the jury that Todd died of a crazy, like Martian amount of arsenic, the lab screwed it up. No arsenic at all, actually, in Todd's body. None. No murder. So the rest of the case against her, let's just say it focused on non-legal matters like conduct unbecoming a grieving widow. She got a boob job and she had sex with other men after her husband's death. Whoa. Imagine that. But that shit was trumpeted against her in trial over and over and over and over again. Slut. How dare she? Her blonde highlights grew out in jail. And she got a black eye. She said she fell out of her bed, but who knows? Her two-tone hair on the stand made her look like a gangster. She wasn't. Instead, she was a mom of 4 who was wrongfully convicted, who lost her kids for years and lost her husband forever, and who was called a murderer, and she wasn't. Nobody knows the injustice of that case better than my next guest. Alan Bloom is the defense attorney who got Cynthia Sommer exonerated and discovered the lab's colossal mistake, and he's here with me live now. And thank God for you, Alan Bloom. Thank God that you took that case, that you took it to the court, and you had everything overturned, and you got her out of prison for life, no parole. But I do have to ask you about the stuff I was just talking about, the bullshit that women go through at trial because they may not look the part or they may be sexy, God forbid. Is this a big problem, bigger than even what I'm talking about tonight?
The jurors take a look at people, of course. That's part of our system to leave the jurors close to everybody in there so they can see the defendant and see what they look like and then make a judgment upon that. All of us do that in everything in our life. We look at somebody. I look at you, you look at me, and you make a decision as to how honest I am or how forthright or how smart or how not smart I am by general appearances. So obviously general appearance is important. It doesn't usually win a case. It's the kind of thing that can lose a case. And I think in Cindy's case, I didn't represent her at that trial. I was the lawyer that got the case overturned. But at that trial, I think that the fact that she had to come up with makeup that was homemade and appearances that weren't properly presented. She didn't even look normal. She looked as you've described it. And I think that took a lot of steps towards painting the picture that the prosecution wanted to paint, namely that she was slutty and that she would look at her and how could you believe anything that she would say? That mentality, I think, was used by the prosecution. It shouldn't have been, but it was.
Yeah, and Tatiana Rem. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.